All right, Shalom, Akim, all praises, honor, and glory go to Yahweh Shemal Shai, Bashim Rakakodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessing to you, fellow Akim out there pushing out this word in true sincerity. So I'm doing a sit-down lesson, and I want to speak about the mark of the beast, which is spoken about in Revelation, the 13th chapter. And basically what I have here is an article from theguardian.com. And the title of the article is Our Brain Implants the Future of Thinking. Now, right when I saw this article, it popped up on my feed on my phone. The first scripture came to my mind was Revelation 13 and Revelation 14, because there's going to be a judgment for those who actually take I'll say the mark of the beast, which the mark of the beast, according to the spirit, is the chip, these brain chips and these different chips that are being created. So I'm gonna read just a little bit of this article, and it's it's jam packed with basically everything that the scripture is saying, that you're gonna be able to buy or sell. And another thing, when I start reading this article, what came to my mind was Esau's miracles, and this chip is going to be looked at as a miracle. Okay, it's going to be looked at as Esau. He's a god, and he's able to connect your brain through these different chips, these different electrodes, and you be able to do things, be able to get on the internet, be able to move limbs that once due to a car accident or whatever you weren't able to move, or you get a limb. Esau creates a limb for you, grows a limb and attaches it and uses a chip to attach, to use the chip to be able to move that arm or that leg or whatever it is, a thumb. So people are going to look at this chip as a miracle, and Esau is going to push this chip, as a miracle, and a lot of people are going to take it. According to the scriptures, the only ones that are not going to take it are those that are written in the book of life. And that's the elect. So I just want to go through a little bit of this article. I'm going to read maybe one or two paragraphs. There's a particular point that I want to read that they just brushed over. So this is and I'm gonna put the article in the description box. Okay. So the article title, again, it says Our Brain Implants the Future of Thinking. It says brain-computer interface technology is moving fast, and Silicon Valley is moving in. We will all soon be typing with our minds, and that's a question mark, because that's what Esau thinks, that the next stage of human evolution is merging with machine, artificial intelligence. All right, that's what he wants to do. That's his spiritual power. When indeed it is spiritual power, but it's on the left-hand side. Okay? To be able to, know everything on the internet, be able to move things with your mind, be able to, that's spiritual power. And that's what the Israelites are going to, obtain, that spiritual power. But we're going to obtain it, on the right-hand side, And that's Esau. He wants to get that artificial blessing. Almost 2 years ago, Dennis DeRay sent an unusual text message to his friend. You are holding in your hand the very first text message ever sent from the neurons of one mind to the mobile device of another. So Esau had the technology to be able to connect your mind into a computer, and you be able to send a text through your mind. That's a miracle. That's unheard of. That's unprecedented. He recalls it read, "You just made history." Okay, so that sci-fi, things that you were seeing 20, 30 years ago, even 10 years ago, all those things are now, DeGray 66 has been paralyzed from the collarbone down since an unlucky fall over a decade ago. He was able to send the message because in 2016, he had two tiny squares of silicon with protruding metal electrodes surgically implanted in his motor cortex. Yeah, Esau, he knows exactly where to place these things at because he studies the mind intensively. He gives these scientists billions upon billions of dollars, to study the mind, to map the mind out. The part of the brain that controls movement. So he knows the part of the brain that controls movement. He knows the part of the brain that controls, motor skills. He knows where the part of the brain to do critical thinking and memory. He knows all that, and he's steady. And the mind is so intricate. He's continually studying the mind day by day. All for what? all to be a demon and put chips in it. So he can manipulate it. That's the reason why he studies it. These record the activity in the neurons in his neurons for translation into external action. By imagining moving a joystick with his hand, he is able to move a cursor to select letters on a screen. So that's spiritual power, to imagine something and you're able to move things. So he has, these things connected to his mind, and through the thought he moves, he's able to move a cursor. And that's the same thing, when we do our daily, we live our daily lives. When we want to pick up something, our mind tells our hand to send the signal so fast to where we can pick something up or we can look a certain way. So Esau, he sees that and he understands that it's nothing but electricity. Signals. So he's tapping into that. He's tapping into that. Because the computer is based off the mind. Okay, it's the same concept. Hard drive, processor speed, and then interface. Then you need an external interface to basically use it. So that external interface now is going to be the chip. You're going to have a chip that's going to connect to your brain, which is going to be the computer. And then through that, you're going to be able to control it. Okay, so let me read this part again. It says, these record the activity in his neurons for translating into external action by imagining moving a joystick with his hand. He is able to move a cursor to select letters on a screen with the power of his mind. That spiritual power is the power of your mind. He has also, so this is the point right here, which proves that this is speaking about the RFID microchip or the mark of the beast. Okay, this proves it. Okay, without a shadow of a doubt. With the power of his mind, he also bought products on Amazon and moved a robotic arm to stack blocks. So this is also going to be used to buy things. You're no longer going to need a credit card. Okay, you're gonna have chips placed inside your body. This is what Esau wants in the near future. Okay, and this technology is already being rolled out, and they're already using it. They already have people, using this technology. And so this is just one article that they allow to come out. So that's basically it on the article. I mean, there's more to the article. It's a lot longer, and if you brothers want to read it, you can read it. But that was the point. Basically, he's able to control things with his mind, and he was able to buy things, okay, off the internet. So all these big, internet e-commerce, online stores, like Amazon and Walmart, and they're all gonna take place, in developing technologies to interact with the chip, the RFID microchip. Okay, so let me bring out Revelation 13. So Revelation 13, I'm gonna start up, and I'm gonna go at 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and that other beast is speaking about America. Now the first beast is speaking about the Roman Empire, which the Roman Empire fell, and then the second beast, you gotta start up when you read the story. When you read the verse, the chapter, you gotta start up. The second beast fell; it was wounded, So the first beast was wounded. So the second beast is coming up, which is the revitalized Roman Empire going into America. Okay. And it says, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So that's those two horns in his Because Esau makes you think that you have a choice here in the society. You know, his political system, his democratic system. You know, you have the Republicans and you have the Democrats. Okay, and he spake as a dragon, because a lamb is a very passive animal, right? Yet the dragon is a very subtle animal. So he was as a lamb, but then he spake as a dragon, so he manipulates you. And this is how this man does in this society. He manipulates you. And he exercises all the power of the first beast. See? The first beast was the Roman Empire. And he causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Yeah, that whole system. So you see how his deadly wound was healed. And it was healed, it came back up, which America is the forefront on the beast. When you read about that in Revelation, I forget exactly what Revelation that is. 17, I believe, was a woman that sat on top of the scarlet covered beast. That's America. The beast is speaking about NATO and the EU, which are the same, city states coming back, from the Roman Empire. They're just being called different names. Okay. And where am I at? And he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Yeah, his technology, bombing people. He deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he hath power to do in the sight of the beast. So Esau, he has that technology. And the RFID chip, the chip, that's going to be marketed, and that's going to be looked at as a miracle on the planet Earth. To be able to put something inside your mind and you be able to control things, be able to open doors, be able to buy things, be able to browse the internet without going on a computer, or being able to interface with a computer through the mind. That's going to be looked at as spiritual power. And a whole heap of people are going to be lined up to take that chip, especially the Edomites, because they're into that, they're into spiritual power. They want that spiritual power. It's in their spirit to want it, but they know they can't get it. Okay, it's only for Jacob. So what's their next best choice? Which is the created, the artificially created, and they're totally fine with opening up their body, putting things in it. They have no problem with it. So let me read this again. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he hath power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay, so a lot of people are going to worship that image, which is this man's system. Okay, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't take that chip, if you don't want to participate in this man's society, okay, it's going to come a time where he's not going to give you a choice. He's going to put you to death. We're coming into those times, okay, and that's the time of Jacob's trouble, okay, because he's going to cause everybody in the earth to take this chip. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So that was the first scripture that popped into my mind when I started reading this article. Brain implants. The forehead meaning the head. So you're going to have certain people that are going to have chips in their head, certain people that are going to have chips in their hands, or wherever, in the shoulder. And that no man might buy or sell. So that's going to be directly directly implemented into the financial system, the bartering system, buying and selling monies. It's going to be all digital. Okay, and we're damn near in a cashless society anyway. Majority of transactions are done via credit card or a debit card, or online bank transfers. Save he that had the mark or the name of his beast or the number of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in order to, be in the society and, buy and get an apartment and have a job and drive a car and use apps, you're going to need that chip. You're going to need that brain implant. Yet Esau is not going to tell you, oh, this is the mark of the beast. If you take it, the Most High is going to destroy you. He's going to market it as a miracle, because that second beast that came up was able to deceive the nations. So Esau was able to deceive the nations. Yet he's not able to deceive who? The elect. If it were all possible, he shall deceive the very elect. But it's not possible. Let me finish this last scripture. We're going to jump to Revelation 14, because there is a judgment. Okay, I'm gonna go to verse 8 and Revelation 14:8, and there follow another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And that's part of that RFID microchip. Okay, that wine, that's part of that wine, that philosophy, right? So Babylon ultimately, via prophecy, is destroyed, and we're taking place, or we're seeing the destruction of Babylon take place. Verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast or his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his right hand, okay, or it didn't say right hand, I'm sorry, it says and receive his mark in his forehead or his hand. So it doesn't mean that in Revelation 13 it says right hand. It can be in any hand. Okay, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is that thermonuclear destruction, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, so that's what's going to happen to those who take this RFID microchip. And you have, multiple people that want this chip. I'm down here where even the comments on the article, and people are with it. You're gonna have certain people that are not gonna be with it, but you're gonna have people that are going to be with it. And these chips are very small. As small as a grain of rice that Esau can put inside your body. So that technology is high level. And people are going to look at it like a miracle. Yet that's not a miracle, okay? It's deception from the devil, from Satan. All right? And who's going to push that? The so-called white man. That's who's going to push it. And you're going to have some of our people that's going to be with it, and they're going to be destroyed. So that was it on the lesson. Pray that your brothers edify. Till next time, shalom to the elect.